everyone. Welcome to another episode of College Town Talk. I'm Shan Stout.
And I'm Jonathan Frank.
Jonathan, we are recording today's show right before the country's 250th birthday, America 250, and July 4th is right around the corner. So I'm feeling extra patriotic today. I probably should have worn red, white, and blue. Do you have any 4th of July plans?
Shan, I am going to celebrate Independence Day the most patriotic way I know how, with a hot dog, a fireworks show, and listening to the Whitney Houston version of the Star Spangled Banner on repeat. That's my plan. What about you?
Well, thanks for asking. Sounds like you have it all ironed out. I'm good with the hot dog and the fireworks. I'm not real sure about the Whitney Houston, but it sounds like our plans are 75% running parallel.
Well, our guest today is perfectly timed for this occasion because today we're talking with Tennessee Tech Associate Professor of Political Science, Dr. Lauren Harding. She's also the 2018 to 2019 winner of Tennessee Tech's General Education Award for Outstanding Teaching, the faculty sponsor for Tennessee Tech's chapter of Pi Sigma Alpha, the National Political Science Honor Society, and how's this for being patriotic, Shan? She and her family are on a mission to visit every U.S. national park site. Dr. Harding, welcome to College Town Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. It's awesome to be here.
Well, we have a lot we want to ask you about today, and I can't remember if I've told you previously, but I'm an alum of the program. I owe so much to the faculty and the department. I counted it up once. I took 7 classes with Dr. Lori Maxwell, and always appreciative to her. But as we've been talking about the country's semi-quincentennial, it seems appropriate to start by asking why you wanted to research and teach about our government and our politics.
Absolutely. And I think that you kind of summed it up right there. It's the impact on students that we can have and running into our amazing students out in the world doing awesome things is one of the biggest perks of this job. And so when I think about teaching, it's that interaction with students that gives me the thrill. And what drew me to politics and government and political science is just a love of kind of this country's law and our founding, and kind of I'm so inspired by our Constitution and this experiment in democracy based on checks and balances and separation of powers that has actually brought us to this moment, which is that we're the longest lasting Constitution in the world. And so how and why, those are the questions that I think are fun.
Well, I can see right now why the students love her.
Yes, and we should say that our wonderful producer for this show just came in here and said that she had Dr. Harding for a class.
Yes, and loved her.
Yay.
Now, Dr. Harding, one of your research areas involves the issue of trust in government, which is a big issue. And the data on this topic can be a little bleak. And according to Pew Research, just 17% of Americans now say they trust the government in Washington to do what is right always or most of the time. And lest anyone think that this is a partisan issue, that figure has not been above 30% since 2007. So clearly, this is an issue that persists across all administrations, regardless of who is in power. So my curious thought is, what has your research uncovered about what's behind this trend? And since we are celebrating America's 250th birthday, can you give us any hope for how or even if we might start to see those numbers eventually increase?
Absolutely. When we think about trust, which is, my main focus in research and something I find so fascinating, what we find is, first of all, trust is very, very important. Trust is the grease on the wheels that makes government work. It increases our cooperation, our compliance with the law. It makes it easier for government to implement its policies. So trust is very important. So when we see this long-term trend of declining trust, that's problematic. It's also part of the foundation of the legitimacy of our representative democracy. And so, we then look into what is trust? How do we measure it? What are we talking about? What are these components? And so my research has kind of focused in on these components, which are output-based trust and process-based trust. So output, when you think about trust, you think about performance. Is government giving me what I need? Is it working well? Is it efficient? Is it effective? Is it solving problems? Is it corrupt? And so, of course, course, we want to see government doing well with performance and giving us what we need. But the flip side of that coin is process-based. That when we think about trust, is government transparent? Is it giving people a chance to participate and let their voices be heard? Is it following appropriate processes in decision making? And so both of those things are very important. And sometimes we see one aspect emphasized, like costing less or performing better, but the other side being overlooked, making sure that we follow appropriate democratic processes and have transparency. And so both of those things are very important. But something that stands out when we see, when we're looking at the research about this decline in trust is that increasingly we are viewing the government through the lens of partisanship. And so when our party is in office, the one that we support ideologically, we think we trust the government. We believe things are going well. But as soon as they go out of office and the other party takes office, it's an immediate flip that our trust drops precipitously. And overall, this increasing hyperpartisanship is having a very negative impact on trust in America. And it's being exacerbated by the fragmentation of media that we're in our social media echo chambers. Even cable news media is being presented with an ideological point of view such that there's so much misinformation. People are in their echo chambers and we don't know. We're hearing a lot of negative information, and we don't necessarily hear the other side of the coin, the perspectives challenging how we see the world or what our views are. So all of those things are influencing our attitudes. And I would love to tell you on America's 250th birthday that there is light at the end of the tunnel and there's a big silver lining and a lot of hope. But at this point, the research is showing that that's not the case, that actually our diffuse support for government, that's our trust in the institutions of American democracy is declining precipitously. So that's not just, we don't like the president, we don't like this administration, but no, like how we feel about Congress and the courts and about our bureaucracy and about the structures. We're losing confidence and faith over time. And this is problematic. And this is something that as Americans, as voters, we need, our representatives in government need to be taking a strong look at to see, how we bring back that cooperation, that compromise, and building that legitimacy and faith and trust in government.
Shan, she's making me want to go back to school and take another political science course.
I feel smarter just sitting next to her.
Well, Dr. Harding, I want to talk about a really neat opportunity that is available to students at Tennessee Tech through your department, and that is the Tennessee Legislative Internship Program. And these are paid internships that allow students to work and learn alongside our state legislators at the Tennessee General Assembly. And I'm so thankful to have gone through that program myself as a student. I know you did as well. We interviewed previously J.R. Russell, who I believe is an alum of the program that is now a Tech alum that is now the administrator over the internship program working at the state capitol. So what do you want students to know about this program? And what is the process like to apply if that's something they may be interested in?
Yes, I would tell you that the Tennessee Legislative Internship is one of the best things that I did, the most impactful things that I did in my college experience. And I am such a huge advocate for students to participate in this internship and any other internships. Get out there and get the experience, the expertise, the networking opportunity, see how things work in the real world. You can never learn from a textbook about politics what you can learn from observing the process up close. So this is a wonderful experience. I myself interned for Senator Randy McNally for the Senate Education Committee. Then Randy McNally went on to become the Speaker of the Senate for these many years. And it was a priceless opportunity and experience. And I've had so many of my students like JR come through and say that this has been a singular experience that has dramatically impacted their career opportunities because it opens doors in politics for them to get involved in at the state legislature, in policy, working for lobbyists and advocacy organizations, and really get their foot in the door. So if students are interested in applying, we start our application process in September, taking applications, and we would love to be able to place our students with our local representative, Ryan Williams, Senator Paul Bailey, in their offices, as well as in offices of other leaders in the state House and Senate. So don't sleep on this opportunity. It's open to all majors. So any major can apply for this and get paid and get 12 hours of college credit.
It really is like just the best deal in town, I think. And I, to your point about
that's like the intern lottery. I mean, really, that's amazing.
It is. Quick sidebar. I had majored in political science and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. That was kind of where my passions were. I didn't really want to go to law school. And I was worried. I think my parents were a little worried. Like, what are you going to do with this? And then I learned about it was through that internship program that I sort of learned about the whole world of staffing and how all these legislators have people around them to help them, do their jobs. And it was like every good intern landed, if they wanted to, there were opportunities became available to them, just right out of that internship. I mean, for me, it opened the door to that next thing. And so I'm really appreciative. And it was, I think they've raised the amount, but Shan, I made $350 a week and I was like, I'm rich.
That's fabulous. Now, I'm going to turn completely left here. Dr. Harding, I thought I had an exciting summer plan this year because for the first time in several years, I'm headed to the beach. I'm very excited about it. My husband is not a hot weather person, so we're leaving him home. And I'm headed to the ocean. But I think you've got us all beat in this department because you spent part of your summer co-leading a study abroad to Spain and Portugal. What can you tell us about that experience?
It was absolutely incredible. So we had 12 students and 2 leaders. My colleague Wendy Cook-Mucci and I took these students on the Camino de Santiago, which is a religious pilgrimage from the Middle Ages, walking from town to town through rural Portugal and Spain, ending at the cathedral at Santiago de Compostela. And it was gorgeous. I'm telling you, the mountain vistas with the orange tiled roofs down through the valley, the cathedrals, the cobblestone streets, walking through these beautiful forests. It was like nothing else I've ever experienced.
Well, if you ever give up the professor thing, you could be a travel writer. So
you know what?
Beautiful descriptors.
That could be a good second career for me there after I wrap this one up. But one thing that's really amazing about the Camino, and for people out there listening, like this is a bucket list adventure that so many people are learning about and taking advantage of. I've had multiple friends, even up into their 70s, who have done this adventure in the last year and had so much fun. And so we walked 100 miles.
Oh, my goodness.
From town to town, carrying everything we had with us.
See, that's fabulous. That means when you get to the towns, you can eat all the food you want because you've burned off all the calories. That's my kind of vacation.
That is what I said. I said to myself, I'm going to be in the best shape ever, but I didn't count all the cafe con leche and all the French bread, the crusty bread with jam and butter that I would be eating. So it just was
all
a wash.
Leveled
it was
out.
a wash.
Listen, that's a win-win in my book.
But yes, walking into the towns after a long day of walking, and it's so physical, right? Carrying your heavy pack, walking for up to 16 miles in a day is very physical and demanding, and kind of pushing through that physical challenge. But then to arrive and sit and relax and eat in the sunny square of a cobblestoned town, it was amazing. And we ran into some of the coolest things. We ran into a festival called Baca das Cordas in Portugal, where they had a bull running through the streets, and thousands of people were gathered in the town trying to nag the bull. Like the young men would reach out and tap the bull, and the bull would turn around and charge at them. And the whole crowd, I'm talking hundreds of people, would then start running away from the bull. And there were a few men with ropes on the bull, but I didn't have a lot of confidence that they were really going to be able to keep that bull.
Forget political confidence.
Control.
We are talking about wild animal confidence here.
So we got involved. I mean, we were out there chasing this bull around, running from the bull. I mean, it was a lifetime kind of experience there.
Well, I want to stick with this theme of travel because we got to ask about your national park trips. So my parents, like you, are on a mission to visit all the national parks. And Shannon and I talked pretty recently to another guest, Dr. Susan Miranda, who is the new executive director of the Bryan Symphony Orchestra. And she has this same goal. So I'll ask you the same question I asked her, which is, what have been your favorite national park sites so far? And which ones are you most eager to cross off your list next?
Oh, man. This journey through national parks has been such an adventure. And, there's 63 and we are 10 in. So there's so much more to see. America is so beautiful and the beauty is so diverse. I've loved so many of them. Most recently, this last year, our family visited Zion National Park and the Grand Canyon. And Zion, walking through the river, and it's a long trip for hours. You're hiking through the river, and then you get to the Narrows, where the canyon walls rise for 50 or 100 feet above you on both sides. It was epic. It was an epic adventure. And then I will say that the other thing was the Grand Canyon. We went to the place in the Grand Canyon where you can walk on the glass walkway over the Grand Canyon.
I don't know if I can do that,
The
Shan.
Grand Canyon is higher than this Space Needle in Seattle.
Oh, my goodness.
It is so high over the base of the canyon. And my kids were just running out and dancing over that glass like it was nothing. I was terrified. I was like, with every step, I'm going to fall through this glass. But the Grand Canyon is so breathtaking and so beautiful. And other ones that we've loved are Yosemite, hiking along the Blue Reservoir at Hetch Hetchy, the Dream Lake, Emerald Lake, Bear Lake at Rocky Mountain National Park. I mean, you can't beat the beauty of America's national parks. And so my kids haven't been to Yellowstone yet. I went as a child with my family, and it was so amazing. So I got to get them to Yellowstone. We want to get to Glacier National Park. So those are two that are on our list coming up.
That's wonderful.
Well, I was looking at the clock here, hoping we'd have time for an extra question, and we do. So, a final question on this theme of travel. Do I understand that you have swam in open water with sharks?
Ooh.
I have. And that's crazy because I had a babysitter who showed me the movie Jaws at age 6. That's bad babysitting, by the way. And I was terrified of sharks my entire life, and I still am. But there is something about going on a planned excursion where there's one stop at the edge of the continental shelf where they say, okay, everybody get out now and swim with the sharks. They dropped a box of chum, bloody fish, into the water to call the sharks. And we're talking 40 sharks maybe. And these sharks were as big or bigger than grown men. And I actually was like 23 or so. And I had my little brother who was like 8 with me, and with my other brother as well. And we got in the water, and we were holding onto this rope and looking down, and I was mesmerized. These sharks were all around us. It was like, because they told us this, they do this every day. Like, we felt like we were in a force field safe from the shark. It was really a nuts thing to do. But I looked up, and we were the last 2 people in the water.
Oh, no.
And they had told us the longer we stay in, the closer the sharks would get, and eventually they would start to bump you and get more aggressive. And I looked up, and I was like, we're the last ones in the water. And so I start to get in, but I'm like, I've got to rescue my little brother. So I'm pushing him into the boat right ahead of me, and I'm pretty sure
you were
Jaws
the last one
is
in the
about
water.
to snap his jaws right on me as I'm getting out. So we survived it, and it was iconic.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll live vicariously through your story of that experience. I don't think I need to experience it for myself.
I don't even think I'll live vicariously. I'm probably just going to have nightmares, especially since I'm about to go to the beach and get in the water. So Finally, Dr. Harding, we like to end each interview on the podcast with the same question. What is one way that Tennessee Tech has impacted your life?
Tennessee Tech has had such an amazing impact on my life. And I think that the most important thing is giving me the opportunity to pour into the next generation of student leaders who are going to be out here leading our government, running for office, crafting our public policies to solve the big problems that we are facing in American society, and to have an opportunity to teach them, to help lead them to on their career path, to open those doors like internships and things that can inspire them and show them what they might be interested in. That has been the greatest joy, and to see students out there succeeding and contributing. That is the impact that tech has allowed me to have, and I appreciate it so much.
Dr. Harding, thank you so much for sharing your passion, the work you do, and for being our guest today on College Town Talk.
It's been so much fun. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And for our listeners, if you're enjoying our show and hearing from Tennessee Tech faculty leaders like Dr. Lauren Harding, would you do us a favor and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get this podcast? It all helps to spread the word about the great things happening right here in Cookeville.
We'll meet you back here again next week for more conversations with the people who make Cookeville Tennessee's college town.
College Town Talk is presented by Tennessee Tech University in partnership with the Cookeville-Putnam County Visitors Bureau. Your hosts are Jonathan Frank and Shan Stout, and original music is performed by Andrew Buckner. Visit us online at tntech.edu/collegetowntalk.